Thank you so much, Dr. Poonam, and congratulations. You have so beautifully shown us the journey which NABH took from green hospitals to aligning your standards according to sustainability. Very good step. The very first question which I would like to ask and start with, a lot of small hospitals and HCHOs, they have this feeling that the sustainability also requires a lot of investment. So how do you suggest to them, and what are the measures you would suggest? You've shown us that there is a book which shows all, but can you just enumerate what are the things they can start with as small steps towards achieving sustainability?
So as you said, SSCO or a resource-constrained hospital would see it as a cost. But I would like to say that see it as a investment, because you would see the return on investment. So there are many hospitals which have shared the best practices, and they showed that they invested that amount, and that was they got the return within some months, not even years, sir. The hospital, the motion sensor which they installed, they had only invested 12.5 lakhs. And the return came in 15 months. And there was, additional cost which they saved towards the electricity bills. So this is just one example. So don't see it as a cost. Just see it as an investment. And the hospital will, always feel that there was a return on this investment. So don't see it as an expenditure, I would say.
Very right. Any questions from the audience? We don't have much time, so one or two questions we'll allow. Yes, sir.
This is not a question, more of a suggestion or just to give some feedback. NABH is doing, there's no doubt that is doing a wonderful job and good and assessing the quality and all that. But I feel such forums should also be there to know whether the NABH requires any feedback from the big hospitals, whether to include something or to exclude something, so that it should be meaningful. That's one. Second thing, self-assessment is good. It makes your job easy. But I think it should also have some supervision, because the self-assessment may lose its, again, there may be standards may come down, because nobody would like to say that I don't have these I have so many lapses and all that. So every self-assessment will be 100%. So this should also be counter-checked by the NABH. That's what I feel.
So to answer both your questions, question one is about getting feedback from the hospitals and stakeholders. So as per our standard development process, we do keep the standards, the draft standards on the website for wider circulation and for getting the feedback. So even this checklist was also placed on the website for the stakeholders' comments, and almost 15 to 20 days are given for the feedback to be shared. Secondly, sir, as you said, self-assessment, this is only a beginning, sir. So this is to encourage the hospital, because most of the hospitals don't even know about sustainability and the concepts, sir. So maybe, in the future we might, start doing the physical assessment. It's self-assessment, plus the hospitals are required to, upload the evidences of whatever they are claiming. So this is my answer, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Last question.
I'm immediate past president of Telangana Private Hospitals Association in Telangana. The general perception is that, going for NABH accreditation involves a lot of cost. So this is where most of the hospitals are not coming forward, especially small nursing homes. If you see, you are having SHOs less than 50 beds. If you can categorize still lower than like up to 20 beds or 30 beds, so that there will be more categories. It will be easy for small hospitals. Once they get into the bandwagon of NABH, then they can increase their bed strength, and the standards are also can be increased. Now you are adding one more sustainability of environment. That's very nice. But if it is done gradually, it will not be a burden on the smaller hospitals. So ultimately, what it matters for most of the smaller hospitals is the cost. If that is taken care of, then I think most hospitals will join into this.
So first of all, I would like to clarify that the schemes are totally voluntary. So we function in voluntary space. So this scheme is also voluntary. It's not a binding on the hospitals, which even if they are accredited to go for this certification scheme. Plus, as you have talked, cost. First thing is quality comes with a cost. You cannot imagine, quality being, implemented without any expenditure or without any cost. But then, there is a return on investment. I would call it as investment, not an expenditure. So we are conducting yatras. Yatras are basically a awareness program. Last year we did almost 300 yatras across country. And we are going around the country to remove this myth that it is a cost. It's a return on investment. We very, in detail, we explain that how the investment is, returning the revenues to the hospital. So I would, urge that, attend one of the yatra and see how the returns on investments are coming back to the hospitals. Thank you. So you wanted to,
Sir, I'm Dr. Jela from Bhopal.
Yes.
I've gone through your book, I think, and I recommend everybody should go through the book. It is so good regarding that climate change which you have just introduced. Each and every line is very informative and very educative, and it will promote everybody's mind to go in for certification. My just simple request: after this certification, we should have a separate monophore also from your side, GGHH, NABH accredited hospital, so that it becomes an emblem at the gate or something like that, because so many agencies are giving green hospital certification just on phone calls. So that, and your will be more authenticated certification. And regarding that, sir's answer I can give. I think you said that it will be for the SSCOs or only for the accredited and entry-level hospitals. So this can be verified during your assessment or the surveillance rounds when we apply for the renewals or during the accreditation process, so that your problem can be solved.
Sorry to interrupt. As this is a response of time, I apologize on behalf of the conference.
So your
I
suggestion is well noted, sir.
Yeah, I think
I
over
thank
lunch,
Pooja madam,
can answer, madam.
Priyanka madam, and also sir for thank you making this program very successful. Thank you very much.
To hand over the mementos to the
Thank you. Sure, I'll do that.
Now, next, I'd like to invite, I think a big round of applause for a wonderful session from NABH, and we appreciate the initiatives being taken by NABH for the Green Hospital concept. Now, next, we go to the next keynote address. Media as a catalyst for sustainable healthcare narratives. I'd like to invite the Captain Ajita Nair, Health Regional Lead from Southern Region. Captain Ajita Nair.
Sir. Yes. Hold the color is fine. One second.